then we reached a point where we were talking about what is the purpose of zakatul fitr? What is the purpose of zakatul fitr and who it gets paid to and who pays it? Then he brings a hadith, which is a long hadith, which is a nice, it's not long, but it's a nice hadith. But it only has one part, which is really what we call the shahid, the point of reference here, which is this sentence right here. Right? وقال صلى الله عليه وسلم, he sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, سبعة يظلهم الله في ظله يوم لا ظل إلا ظل. It should be ظل. Which I need. إلا ظل. سبعة يظلهم الله في ظله. 7.
What you said? Yudhilluhum.
Yudhilluhum.
Yudhilluhum. That's what it got.
Right. No, down here.
Oh, okay.
Where I wrote it.
Yudhilluhum.
Zilluhu.
Yudhilluhu.
No. Let us know when you have a headset in, Amir, and I'll open your mic, inshallah ta'ala. But the feedback was... Okay, Sab'atun, 7. Yadhilluhumullah. From dha, lam. Meaning, here, yudhilluhum. Adhalla yudhillu, meaning to shade. Yudhilluhumullah. Allah Azza wa Jal is the fa'il. Lafzul Jalala is your fa'il, marfu'. He will shade them. This dhamma here is for reading purposes. Right? Sab'atun yudhilluhum Allah. Allah will shade them. Fi dhillihi. Fi dhillihi. In his shade. Yawma. When? Yawma. La dhilla illa dhilluhu. And again, this should be a kasra. On a day when there is no shade except his shade. Allah will shade them. 7. Sab'atun. Yudhilluhum Allahu fi dhillihi yawma la dhilla illa dhillu. 7. Allah will shade them in his shade on a day when there is no shade except his shade. Imamun adilun. A just or righteous imam. A just or fair, righteous imam, right? One who he leads the people with adil, with truth, whether he be a judge or imam of a masjid or anybody who deals with the affairs of the people is an imam, right? Imamun adilun, a just or righteous imam. وشاب وشاب نشأ في طاعة الله, and a young man who is raised, who is raised في طاعة الله. Shab is a young man, right? Plural is shabab. Shab, shabab, right? A shab. This is mentioned here. Why? Why a young man? Why a young man and not a person who's raised? Because when a person is young, this is when they normally, this is the time in their life when they normally want to follow their desires. They got a lot of desires and whims going on and they follow them. So one who is raised in the obedience of Allah, right? يظله الله في ظله يوم لا ظل إلا ظله. ورجل, and a man, قلبه معلق بالمساجد. ورجل, and a man, قلبه, his heart, معلق, Mu'allaq is the maf'ul, not maf'ulun bihi, but maf'ul. It is hung from ayn, lam, qaf. It is like the word alaq, something which clings. Mu'allaq here means hanging, right? Bil masajid. It's hanging in the masajid. Be here is going to be translated as in. His heart is connected, or you could say connected to, but hanging in. That's the literal meaning. Hanging in the masajid. His body may leave. He has to go to work. He has to go home to his family. He has to do, things that he has to do for his parents or for his community, but his heart is in the masjid. Rajulun qalbuhu mu'allaqun bil masajid, meaning when it's time for him to go back, he goes back. Wa rajulani, and two men. Rajulani tahabba fillah. Tahabba fillah is form 6 from habba, meaning they love one another. We've said this form 6 has to do with reciprocity, meaning not just from one way, but not just from one way, but back and forth, one to the other. Tahabba fillahi. And this alif here is the dual. They love one another for Allah. اجتمع عليه وتفرق عليه. اجتمع, they come together عليه, upon it, meaning upon this love for Allah, وعليه, this love for Allah, وتفرق عليه, and they separate upon it, right? Meaning the only reason they come together is for Allah, and the only reason they separate is for Allah, not for, they're not walking away from each other mad and hating one another and this and that. When they separate because they have something that they need to do for Allah, and not out of anger, and they're just getting rid of one another, and they come together for Allah Azza wa Jal. Right? The meaning, their love for one another is a religious love, right? Nothing cuts them off from the dunya. وَرَجُلٌ, and a man, دَعَتْهُ إِمْرَأَةٌ. دَعَتْهُ إِمْرَأَةٌ. A woman, دَعَتْهُ, called him, from the word dua, or da'a yad'u, to call. Right? A woman called him. This woman, ذَاتُ mansibin. This woman is ذَاتُ mansib. Mansib is from nun sad ba, meaning lineage, like the nasab of somebody, right? Or it can also mean a position. Someone who has a high position, because usually, back in the days, the person who had a position had a lineage. Not just anybody could be in charge, only someone who had a strong lineage, right? They had to have the right lineage in order to have position. Dhatu, which is the plural of, that is the plural of dhu, right? Dhu, from the Asma al-Khamsa. That is not the plural, the feminine. Dhatu mansibin. Dhatu mansibin, the feminine of dhu. Dhatu mansibin, a woman with high lineage, or, as we said, position. With jamalin, and jamal, and beauty. She called him, she invited him, come be with me, right? Come sleep with me, right? This woman who has position or lineage and has beauty, she called him. فَقَالَ, so he said, إِنِّي أَخَافُ اللَّهِ. Indeed, I fear Allah. Akhafu. Inni akhafu Allah. I fear Allah. I fear what? Allah, lafzul jalala, mansub maf'ulun bihi. Indeed, I fear Allah. وَرَجُلٌ, And this is the shahid, as we said. This is the shahid. وَرَجُلٌ تَصَدَّقَ بِصَدَقَةٍ فَأَخْفَاهَا حَتَّى لَا تَعْلَمَ شِمَالُهُ مَا تُنْفِقُ يَمِينُهُ. وَرَجُلٌ, and a man, تَصَدَّقَ. تَصَدَّقَ. This is form 5. From Sad, Dal, Qa. Meaning, he gives charity. Tasaddaqa. Fi sadaqatin. With a charity. He gives a charity. Fa'akhfaha. Akhfa comes from kha, fa, ya. Right? Fa'akhfaha. So he hides it. Akhfaha. Referring back to sadaqa. So he hides it, meaning the charity that he gives, hatta, until, la ta'lama, and hatta la ta'lama. What's making ta'lama mansoob here is an which is mudmira. It's hidden here, and we talked about this inside of Nahu Wadih, but is one of those things we said is the hardest part of or the most confusing parts. Hatta an la ta'lama. So this an, which is hidden, is making ta'lama mansoob. Now some people will say hatta is making it mansoob, but hatta is not from those words which makes a word mansoob. However, an is hidden here. Hatta an la ta'lama, until shimaluhu, shimalu is left, shimaluhu, his left, la ta'lamu, does not know, until his left does not know, ma tunfiqu, what tunfiqu, from nun fa qaf, meaning to spend here, yaminu, until his left, la ta'lam ma tunfiqu yaminuhu, what his right hand gives, until his left does not know what his right hand gives. Right? Rajulun wa rajulun tasaddaqa bi sadaqatin fa akhfaha, a man who gives charity and he hides it, hatta la ta'lama shimaluhu ma tunfiqu yaminuhu, until his left hand doesn't know what his right hand gives. As we said, this is the shahid of the hadith. Meaning, you can give this zakatul fitr in private. You don't have to tell everybody, I gave my zakatul fitr, right? And I gave it to so-and-so, and this is what I did. Rather, you don't have to bring it to the masjid and let everybody know. Rather, you could give it yourself to the families themselves, right? And the meaning of his left hand doesn't know what his right hand gives me, he doesn't count it. Doesn't count it. Just reaches in his pocket and he gives. In order to count, you need two hands, right? In order to count, even if it's cash, you need two hands. Or if it's change, you need two hands. You take from one, you put it in the other. Here, you just give. وَرَجُلٌ, and a man, ذَكَرَ اللَّهَ, he remembered Allah, or he remembers Allah, qadiyan, coming from, let me make sure, I'm not sure if it means, if it comes from qaf, waw, lam, or if it comes from I don't think so. Comes from Qaf, Lam, Waw. Let me see. Yeah. Comes from Kha, Lam, Waw. Khali in here means empty, right? Or alone, to be secluded, right? Khaliyan can mean empty. It can also mean alone and secluded, right? Meaning you're by yourself. فَفَاضَتْ عَيْنَاهُ. Rajulun, he remembered Allah. Right? خاليا. How did he remember him? How? This is what said, مفعول نسيت الآن. This is one of the maf'uls right here, right? Khalian, how did he remember him? He remembered him, right? Khalian, alone. Fafadat. So, fa here is so, and fadat is feminine because aynahu. Aynahu is aynan. Right? Aynan. But because we added the pronoun there, then we drop our noon. Right? It becomes mudaf ilayh. We say aynahu. Aynahu, his eyes, fadat. His eyes here are dual, so they're treated as feminine, fadat, meaning they filled up. Right? Aynahu. His eyes, basically, they filled up with water. Like they overflowed, meaning with tears. فَفَاضَتْ عَيْنَاهُ. وَرَجُلٌ ذَكَرَ اللَّهَ خَالِيًا. A man who remembered Allah in seclusion, alone by himself. فَفَاضَتْ عَيْنَاهُ. So his eyes overflowed, or like the word faydan, meaning to flood. They flooded with tears, or his eyes flooded, meaning with tears, or overflowed with tears, right?
Now,
Muttafaqun alayh.
how you pronounce that? Because it sounds like you're saying a bath, but
Fafadat.
like
No, fat. But.
Okay. Sound like you said but. Okay.
Fafadat. No. I know. So this is the point of the hadith, as we said here, right? رجل تصدق بصدقة فأخفاها حتى لا تعلم شماله ما تنفق يمينه. Right? This is the point that a man gives sadaqah and he hides it until his left hand doesn't know what his right hand gives. Because we're talking about the bab of zakatul fitr, right? Go ahead and read it for us.
وقال صلى الله عليه وسلم سأة يظلهم الله في ظله يوم لا ظل إلا ظله إمام عادل وشاب نشأ في طاعة الله ورجل قلبه مؤلق بالمساجد ورجلان تهابا في الله اجتماع عليه وتفرق عليه ورجل دعته امرأة ذات منصب وجمال وقال إني أخاف الله أخاف الله ورجل تصدق بصدقة فأخفاها حتى لا تعلم شماله ما تنفق يمينه ورجل ذكر الله خاليا ففادت عيناه متفق عليه.
Samaya, you reading it?
نعم. وقال صلى الله عليه وسلم: سبعة يظلهم الله في ظله يوم لا ظل إلا ظله: إمام عدل، وشعب نشاها في طاعة الله، ورجل قلبه معلق في المساجد، ورجلان تحبا في الله اجتمعا عليه وتفرقا عليه، ورجل دعته امرأة ذات منصب وجمال فقال: إني أخاف الله. ورجل تصدق بصدقة فأخفاها حتى لا تعلم شماله ما تنفق يمينه. ورجل ذكر الله خاليا ففاضت عيناه.
Amir, I don't know what, you jumped into class like 50 times or more. I don't know what's going on.
This is going to happen in my
Alaikum salam.
The weather bad out here, so it's going in and out of here, whatever it's doing. Alright, وقال صلى الله عليه وسلم: سبعة مظلهم الله في ظله يوم لا ظل إلا ظله.
No, dhilluhu. That's a mistake.
You say it's dil.
Dhilluhu, yeah.
Dillahu.
The fatah there is a mistake.
Dil. Okay. إمام الدل وشاب نشأ في طاعة الله، ورجل قلبه معلق بالمساجد، ورجلا تحبا في الله اجتماع عليه وتفرق عليه، ورجل دعته امرأة ذات منصب ورجع فقال: إني أخاف ورجل
إني أخاف الله.
Okay. إني أخاف الله. ورجل تصدق بصدقين بصدقة فأخفاها حتى لا تعلم شماله ما تنفق يمينه. ورجل ذكر ذكر الله ذكرها
ذكر
جل
الله ذكر الله
ذكر الله ذكر الله جاليا
خالي
خاليا ففاض عليناه
عيناه
عيناه متفق عليه.
باب صلاة العيدين. باب صلاة العيدين. The chapter of the Salat of the two Eids, Al-Eidain, was originally Eidan, but because it is Majroor, because it is Mudaf Ilay, become Majroor with a Ya. Salatul Eidain. Babu Salat, Mudaf Mudaf Ilay. Salatul Eidain, Mudaf Mudaf Ilay. The chapter of the Salat of the two Eids. And again, this is from the book of Salat, because the book is dealing with every fiqh issue individually. He said, Amara an-Nabiyyu sallallahu alayhi wa sallam an-nasa bil-khuruji ilayhima hatta al-awatiqa wal-huyada yashhadna al-khayra ودعوة المسلمين ويعتزل الحيد المصلى متفق عليه. He said the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam amara, he commanded, النبي الفاعل مرفوع sallallahu alayhi wasallam, amara who? Amara الناس منصوب مفعول به. Amara an-nas, the Prophet ordered the people, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, bil khuruji, with going out, with khuruj, right, going out from kharaja, to exit, to leave out, bil khuruji, majroor after the ba, ilayhima, ilayhima, to them too. What is ilayhima? Ilayhima, referring back to Salatul Eidain, right? Salatul Eidain, referring to the two Eids. He ordered the people, Amra an-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam an-nasa bil-khuruji ilayhima. He ordered the people to go out to them, to Eid, hatta al-awatiqa, hatta al-awatiqa. Hatta al-awatiq, the awatiq is the plural of atiq. Atiq here is referring to the young girls who have reached the age of menses, right? The young girls who have reached the age of menses. And basically anyone, as he says, wal huyada. Wal huyada is the plural of ha'id. Ha'id is the menstruating woman. Awatiq, or the atiq, is the young woman who has reached the age of puberty, but she's not yet married. Right? But she's not yet married. She's still at home, basically taking care of the affairs of her parents, and she hasn't been married yet. Right? So this woman, this young girl who is not married and she's reached the age of puberty, this woman, you would fear for her to go out amongst all these people. You know what's going on. She's a young girl, desires, what are the men going to say? They're going to look at her, they're going to see her, this, that. You know, this woman is feared for. But even them, they should go out. Well, huyada, and the women who are menstruating. And the women who are menstruating, even those who, not those women who have reached the age of menstruation, but those women who are menstruating. Those women who are menstruating. They're on their cycle at this time. يشهدن الخير. يشهد, right? شاهد, right? يشهدن is noon and niswa, right? يشهدن. This is third person, feminine plural. يشهدن. They witnessed al-khayr. They witnessed the good. وَدَعْوَةَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. And the otherwise it would be what? If it was marfu, what would it be? Muslimin, if it was marfu, would be what?
Muslimun.
Muslimun, exactly. Marfu with a dhamma. Right? Abdullah al-Nahwi, mashallah.
Yeah, right.
وَيَعْتَزِلُ الْحُيَّدُ الْمُصَلَّى. Right? وَيَعْتَزِلُ from Ain, Zay, Lam. Here's form 8, meaning to stay away from. Right? To stay away from. To avoid al-huyyadu, those menstruating women, those women who have reached menstruation. They stay away from al-musalla. They stay away from the musalla. They don't go to the praying area, the actual carpet or whatever. Rather, they stay nearby to listen, where they can hear the khutbah and see the Muslims coming out and enjoy and partake in it and give the greetings and so on and so forth. But they do not sit on the rug where the women are going to be praying, right? متفق عليه. This hadith is in Bukhari and Muslim. أمر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم الناس بالخروج إليهما حتى الأواتق والحيض يشهدن الخير ودعوة المسلمين ويعتزل الحيض المصلى متفق عليه. Any questions about that? So ووقتها and the time of it من ارتفاع الشمس, or its time, meaning the salat time, من ارتفاع الشمس قيد رمح إلى الزوال. ووقتها, the time of the Eid salat, من ارتفاع الشمس, from ra, the ain, right? Irtifa here meaning from the rising of the sun, right? قيد رمح. قيد رمح. رمح is a spear, right? A spear, like that you throw, right? قيد is a distance, meaning the height or the measure, not a distance, but the measure of the spear. Meaning if you were to stick a spear in the earth, when the sun reaches this high, that's the time of Salatul Eid. Not when the sun is just like this on the horizon, but when it reaches the length of a spear, right, up in the air, ila zawal, up until half the day. Zawal is when Dhuhr comes in, right? After the Zawal is Dhuhr. So up until, from this time with the spear, right, up until the Zawal, up until just before, 15-20 minutes before Dhuhr, this is the time for Salatul Eid. وَالسُنَّةُ and the sunnah فِعْلُهَا فِي الصَّحْرَاءِ is to do it, فِعْلُهَا, to perform it. This should be a kasra, not fay. فِي الصَّحْرَاءِ, in the desert or in the open land. Not necessarily the desert, but in the open land. Right? In the open land, not in the masjid. في الصحراء. وتعجيل الأضحى. وتعجيل الأضحى, from Ain, Jim, Lam, meaning to rush it, to hurry it up. تعجيل الأضحى. Eid al-Adha, Salatu Eid al-Adha should be rushed, should be done early. وتأخير الفطر. وتأخير الفطر. And to delay the fitr. Right? The purpose of this is, and there should be a kasra on that ra, this for, it's not there though. The purpose of this is so the people can, the purpose of this is so the people can, so the people can pay their zakat al-fitr. Right? And the rushing of Salatul Eid al-Adha is so that you can make your slaughter. Right? You can make your slaughter. Right? So you want the people to be able to go slaughter. Right? And it takes time. Right? And there's other sunnahs that we'll get to it that are related to that. So you want to rush that one. That's for the Salatul Eid al-Fitr. Then you want to delay that some so that people have the ability to pay the zakat al-fitr, and it won't just be a sadaqat min the sadaqat, and it won't just be a charity from the charities. وَالْفِطْرُ فِي الْفِطْرِ خَاصَةً قَبْلَ الصَّلَاةِ بِتَمَرَاتٍ وِتْرًا. He said, وَالْفِطْرُ, and to break fast, meaning to not be fasting, fil fitri, on the day of Eid, right, on the day of Eid al-Fitr, and to break fast on the day of Eid al-Fitr, khasatan qabla salat, especially, khasatan means specifically or especially, right, qabla salat, before the salat, right, bitamaratin witran, with an odd number of dates, tamarat, tamar, with an odd number of dates, witran, odd. وأن يتنظف ويتطيب لها. وأن يتنظف, meaning, and to clean yourself and get ready, from noon, dha, fa. يتنظف, meaning to get clean, to take a shower, to wear your clean clothes. Right? ويتطيب, from ta, ya, bal. Not bal, ba. Ta, ya, ba. Meaning to wear طيب, which is cologne or oil, perfume. Right? يتطيب, and يتطيب لها, and to put on some cologne or perfume, some oil for it. وَيَلْبَسَ, and to wear أَحْسَنَ ثِيَابِهِ, the best of his clothes. So with this, يَتَنَظَّفَ means take a shower, right? To take a shower. يَتَنَظَّفَ وَيَتَطَيَّبَ لَهَا, to clean himself and to wear some oil or perfume for it. وَيَلْبَسَ أَحْسَنَ ثِيَابِهِ, and to wear the best of his clothes. وَيَذْهَبَ, and to go مِنْ طَرِيقٍ وَيَرْجِعَ مِنْ آخَرٍ, and to go with one way in one path, to go from one path, مِنْ طَرِيقٍ وَيَرْجِعَ مِنْ آخَرٍ, and to return from another. So you should go, right, one way and come back another. Don't take the same road home that you took there. You should go a different road as much as possible, right? And the scholars say that this is so that you can, number one, that the people can see the signs of Islam. They see the thobes. If you go by the same way you come home, if you come home the same way you went, the same people will see you. If you go by two different ways, more people, double the people are going to see you, right? Also, you'll get a chance to give more people from amongst the Muslims the greetings and the salams and so on and so forth, right? فِعْلُهَا فِي الصَّحْرَاءِ, not so far out that it's a difficulty upon the people to get there, right? ta'jeel al-adha, we said to rush it so that you can slaughter. Wa ta'khir al-fitr, and to delay it on Salat Eid al-Fitr so that you can pay your zakat al-fitr. Wal fitru fil fitri khasatan qabla salat, which means, he said, wal fitru fil fitri. So what about adha? The sunnah on adha is to fast until you slaughter and eat from your slaughter. Right? To pray salat, slaughter, and eat from your slaughter. This is the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. As for Eid al-Fitr, then it is the sunnah to, before going out to the salat, to break your fast or eat something, right? Eat a breakfast, that's why it's called break fast. Eat a breakfast with some odd number of dates. وأن يتنظف ويتطيب لها, to take a shower, to put on some good, something that smells good. ويلبس أحسن ثيابه, wear your best clothes. ويذهب من طريق ويرجع من آخر. Right? Again, he takes a shower, he puts on cologne, because this is something that, you know, when the Muslims get together and they mix with one another, they want to smell good, they want to be clean in front of Allah, and as well and when mixing with others, just like on Jumu'ah. And no, I cannot hear you because your computer is just sending back a lot of feedback. Your microphone is not open. And he wears his best clothes because this is the day that he's thankful to Allah for, Azza wa Jal, so he does this, you know. وَيَذْهَبْ مِنْ طَرِيقٍ وَيَرْجِعَ إِلَى مِنْ آخَرٍ, and he goes by one way and he comes back another in order to, you know, spread the salams more, and as well as to show the signs of Islam to the people more. Any questions?
Yeah. I have a question. Why is this not key? Why is it key? The feel is this one 179.
Huh? 179?
Yeah. Why is it kida, not kidi?
Because this is min irtifa' ash-shams qida, the length of. This is, in English, it's an adverb. Qida rumhin, the length of this. Irtifa' ash-shams, what? Maf'ul. Right? Rumhi, the length of from the rising of the sun. Qida rum, the length of the, how long, how much should it be raised? Qida rum.
Okay.
تفضل اقرأ لنا يا عبد الله.
أمرنا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم الناس بالخروج إليهما حتى الأواتك والقيادة يشهد الخير ودعوة المسلمين ويعتزل هيئة المصلى متفق عليه ووقتها من ارتفاع الشمس كده ممكن إلى الزوال.
The zawal. You got an aleph there. Zawal, not zawal.
زوال وسنة فعلها فالصحوة وتعجيل الأضحى وتأخير الفطر والفطر في الفطر خاصة قبل الصلاة بتمرات وترا وأن يتنفس ويتطيب لها ويلبس أحسن ثيابه ويذهب من طريق ويرجع من آخر.
باب الصلاة العيدين. أمر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم الناس بالخروج إليهما حتى العواتق والقياد يشهدن الخير ودعوات المسلمين ويعتزل القياد المصلى متفق عليه. ووقتها من ارتفاع الشمس عند الرمح إلى الزوال، وسن فعلها في الصحراء، وتعجيل الأضحى وتأخير الفطر خاصة قبل الصلاة بتمرات وترا، وأن يتنظف ويتطيب لها، ويلبس أحسن ثيابه، ويذهب من طريق ويرجع من آخر.
Now, inshallah, this starts the salah, so let's just stop here, huh? Unless you guys want to do it. Let's read it. Let's read some. Who knows? فَيُصَلِّي بِهِمْ رَكَعَتَيْنِ فَيُصَلِّي بِهِمْ رَكَعَتَيْنِ. So he prays with them 2 rakat. Meaning he prays with the people. He prays with the people. Bihim rakatayn. Right? This is Salat al-Eid. Right? Bila adhanin wala iqamatin. Without an adhan and without an iqama. Right? There's no adhan and no iqama on the Eid. Right? Even if you're in the masjid. Right? There's also no tahiyatul masjid when it's outside in the musalla. It's outside in the sahra, in the musalla. There's no tahiyatul masjid. You don't show up to the open plain and make 2 rakat for the masjid. No. Right? That's how it works. If you, however, do it in the masjid, then you make 2 rakat for the masjid. That's a must. Right? يكبر في الأولى. يكبر في الأولى. He makes takbir in the first. Rakat al-ula. This is feminine. This is al-ula, the feminine of al-awwal. Rakata, because raka is feminine. Rakat al-ula. In the first raka, he makes takbir. Sab'an. 7. Bi takbirat al-ihram. With the takbir of ihram. Takbirat al-ihram is the first takbir. Takbir is majroor after the ba. Right? Takbirat al-ihram mudaf ilay. The opening takbir. The takbir which makes everything else. Talking, right? Talking and laughing and looking at your phone and at your watch and playing with things. All that becomes haram. That's why it's called takbirat al-ihram. Right?
Why they get a, I guess some people, they were saying there was a difference of opinion on if they counted the first one or not.
Definitely difference of opinion. his thing here is 7 counting the takbir, meaning you will do 6. You'll do the takbir of the ihram and then 6.
That's what it says.
That's what he says here, but it's not a hadith. This is what it says here.
Okay.
This is not a hadith. This is just him talking. This is him giving the fiqh, right? His opinion here, his position here, that you make takbir 7 بتكبيرة الإحرام. وفي الثانية, and in the second, and it's feminine, ركعة الثانية خمسا سوى تكبيرة القيام. He gives 5 siwa, other than takbirat al-qiyam. So the takbir of coming up from the sajda to the standing position, plus 5 more. So that would make that 6. Right? Difference of opinion how they look at how they understand the hadith when they bring the hadith. What is the 7? What is the 5? How does it come? Is it 5 counting the takbir standing? Is it 7 is counting or not counting? There's difference of opinion here, right? But his position here, right? يكبر في الأولى 7 بتكبيرة الإحرام وفي الثانية 5 سوى تكبيرة القيام. Other than, in takbir here is majroor after siwa, right? Other than the takbir of qiyam. 5 other than the takbir of qiyam. So you'll do 7 in total on the first, and 6 in the second, according to Abdurrahman as-Sa'di.
Well, that's not really saying 6. You said, other than, because we count the one that get up. Well, I'm saying we count the one to get up, but,
right.
And when you start again,
he's saying,
you're just giving 5.
He's saying, right, but he's saying 7.
I know the 7.
After takbir to the ihram. So he's really saying 6. Where he said 7 here, he's really saying 6. Other than takbir, siwa, takbir ihram. You understand? If he said it, the same phrase, he would say, وَيُكَبِّرُ فِي الْأُولَى 6 siwa takbir ihram. 6 other than the takbir of ihram. You see what I'm saying? So this is the same. This is where the difficulty, this is where the difference of opinion comes in. If he were to word it the same way, he would have to say sitten siwa takbirat al-ihram. Right?
I don't really see. I think I would see he's saying 5.
If he used the same wording. Okay, and same
the
thing.
One for qiyam.
Sitten siwa takbirat al-ihram. 6 other than the takbirat al-ihram. So he is saying 7 including takbirat al-ihram, or 6 other than takbirat al-ihram. That's the same phrase.
Yeah, that is. I understand the first part, but the second one,
right?
He's saying you're just doing is written as 5. I can see the odd, but then not counting the one where you coming up, Allahu Akbar, get back up.
Right.
Okay.
And so
then
this
you
is
do 5. Okay.
Right. Well, you say Allahu Akbar for entering in Salat, and then you do 6. Yeah. So this is where the difference of opinion is going to come in, right? And I'll read 1 or 2 more, and then we'll just read them all tomorrow together. وَيَرْفَعُ يَدَيْهِ مَا كُلِّ تَكْبِيرًا. And he raises his hand with every takbir. Every takbirah. يَرْفَعُ يَدَيْهِ يَدَانِ. Right? Becomes yadaini because of yarfa'u yadain. What is he raising? His yadain. And then it becomes, we drop our noon when we add our pronoun. Yadaini. Yadayhi. Yarfa'u yadayhi. He raises his hands. Ma'a kulli. Kulli is majroor after ma'a. Kulli takbiratin. Majroor after kulli. Right? He raises his hands with every takbir. This is actually an action of Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, and there's nothing authentic from the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam as far as raising his hands, right, for every takbir. This is, like we said, this is from Ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma, right? And time is running out, but we'll read 181 and 185 tomorrow. If you have any questions about it, you can go read your fiqh, and then we'll finish tomorrow, bi-idhnillah ta'ala. Tayyib? جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.